from Kolkata. As we understand that education is very important. Education helps in realizing a person's full potential. Education gives them the necessity. Without education, people will have a vegetable existence. Now there are two important words in the motion itself: free and compulsory. When we talk of education, there are two barriers very important: willingness and capability. There might not be willingness. Example, in olden days, even rich families did not send their girls to schools. There is not lack of funds, it's lack of willingness. So when you bring in compulsion, the question of willingness is solved. Second point is free education. There are millions in India, in several poor countries where the people don't have the basic funds to send their children to school. You know, their food and shelter, all the money, there is no extra funds for education. Free education will solve this case. There are millions who can be solved by education, who can be provided education. It is the government's responsibility. Also, we have seen, there has been seen in several countries, in Malawi, when free education was provided, the enrollment rates boosted up. So education is very important. As we see that there were talks about Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was a very nice move made by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, which has caused great rise in the literacy rates in India. Across the world, in 1998, in Dakar, in Senegal, several heads, actually, in Europe, several countries met to set education for all goals. These goals are yet to be achieved, and we are achieving constantly because education is very necessary. Why is education necessary? As I said earlier, that education is a foundation for the entire life. And we understand that education for all these goals are necessary so that these people can live their lives happily. Now the question is, when literacy rates have risen because of yes.
So, why do you fail to address that if your model addresses free and compulsory education, all of this load falls to the government? And if your model has been so successful, why have we not seen an economic rise in these countries' GDP?
Yes, this is a very important point. He has talked about government. Now, is there anywhere in the motion mentioned that only government should go for it? Government can go for partnership with private sectors. This is what should be done. It is an effort by the international organizations. The government is a combined effort, combined and comprehensive effort. Yes, please.
You just said that compulsion will lead to willingness.
Sorry. Willingness can be solved by compulsion.
Willingness can be solved by compulsion. Oh, yeah, I take your point. Willingness can be solved by compulsion. But what about the right to choose that you're violating here? What if a child does not want to study? Can you really force him into study just so that he can do better? He may or may not do better.
By the 86th Amendment of the Indian Constitution, providing free education to all is a fundamental right of us. Also, by the 2009 Act of Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education, the government is bound to provide free education to one and all from the age of 16 to 14. Thank you.